Hey everybody, Seth Basie, IGN Summer of Gaming. I am here at Ubisoft with Max Scoville, and not just because I like Max a whole lot, but because Max likes Avatar a whole lot. There's a cool Avatar game coming out.
I'm the guy who likes Avatar, and I'm also the guy who's excited about Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, which, if we're being completely blunt, just looks like Avatar Far Cry, which I'm extremely okay with.
Okay, I like that, actually.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you're on Pandora. You play as a Navi. You play as like a true Navi, not a human piloting one, which
not
I was always kind of.
Yeah,
you're not an Avatar. You have Ninja Turtle hands, not human hands. You know, the fingers and all that.
Yeah.
But basically, story-wise, this is canon. This takes place in the universe, but it's in sort of a different chunk of Pandora that hasn't been explored. It's the Western frontier. We're expected to see kind of like wide open grasslands and some like weird, spooky forests and stuff, but it's probably not going to intersect too much with what happens in the actual movies. That said, in the universe, basically, you play as a sort of a Navi child who gets kidnapped by the RDA, the bad guys, and there's a messed up program where they're trying to train the Navi kids to use human weaponry so they can kill other Navi. And
that's counter to everything that the Navi believe.
Right? They're not wild about this sort of behavior, are they? But basically, you're this sort of, this black sheep or blue sheep, whatever. But the events of the first movie happen. Everything goes to crap, and then the humans are like, we got to get the hell out of here. Kill those Navi kids. We don't need them. And luckily, instead of being killed off, somebody puts you in cryo sleep, which conveniently lasts for 15 years until the events of The Way of Water, when the RDA comes back. So basically, you come out of cryo sleep, you're this Navi who's raised like a human, and you go out into the world, and you have to go and make friends with regular Navi and learn their ways, even though you already are a Navi. So it's kind of everything Jake Sully does in the first movie, but rearranged in a way where you're just piloting the Navi from your comfy couch as opposed to him being in like a special Avatar bubble. You play as a custom character. You create your own Navi. Cool. You get to customize them up and down. And then you basically do all the stuff you'd expect to do. You have to go out and do the first flight, the rite of passage, and catch an Ikran and train it. One of those big flying banshee type things.
Of course.
And that's going to be, I think, the real thing that sets this apart from being just another Far Cry.
Yeah.
You're going to be really connected with this flying animal, and it's going to be You remember Eagle Flight, the VR game that Ubisoft put out, where you're just an eagle flying around Paris? It kind of looks like that. Kind of looks like when you control a bird in Assassin's Creed. Yeah. Like there's going to be a lot of flying in third person. All the stuff on the ground is in first person, but if you're riding a dire horse or flying your Ikran around, it's sort of wide third person. And I think that's really going to highlight this being a different scale than we're used to from an open world Ubisoft game. That said, a lot of familiar stuff here. There's going to be outposts, there's going to be crafting, there's going to be resource gathering, there's going to be, there's animals to hunt, there's humans to fight. Obviously, it's a little weird because they're like, yay high on you, but they also get in big robot mech suits, and so you have a little bit more of a challenge in that department. The weird thing I was kind of curious about is, if you played a Far Cry game, you are just a horrible murder machine in the animal department. Like you'll flamethrow like 8 great white sharks to make a new wallet or whatever. It's messed up. The Navi don't really do that, so they said they're focusing more on quality of materials rather than sheer quantity.
Sure.
So I'm guessing you're gonna kill one space weasel or whatever, and you'll apologize to it. And maybe it's harder. I don't know exactly how they're going to go about that. I think it's going to be more like you have to carefully pay attention to exactly how good of a space berry you're picking or a space weasel you're killing. It's not so much just like go get 5 great white sharks and you can have a new backpack. It's I always go to great white sharks. That was the sort of hard
sharks
one.
Sharks are very cool. So,
but yeah, a lot of familiar stuff here. I'm still okay with that. We haven't gotten a Far Cry game since 6.
This
one has space dragons. It has mech suits. You actually, the funniest thing, the skill tree, it's an actual tree. You go and you take your magic ponytail and you put it up in the pink thing, and then this big thing pops up. I love that the skill tree looks like a menu for like a wellness spa. Like it's all the usual Far Cry skills, like doing silent takedowns and you can kill people faster while you're swimming or whatever. But it just looks very like.
It's literal.
Yeah,
I appreciate
it looks
that.
very new age. But yeah, I mean, if you're the kind of person who likes Avatar and you want to play an Avatar game, this looks like a pretty safe bet.
Well, it sounds to me, I mean, you're saying it's like a Far Cry. It sounds to me like if you just like a Far Cry game, you're going to dig this.
Yeah.
My question is, you said that these were kids raised to do human weapons. Does that mean you're wielding human weapons?
Bingo. So if you couldn't guess from the B-roll you're showing, yes, you get human weapons. You get big old shotguns, machine guns, bazookas, all that good stuff. And you also have, Navi weapons. You have like spears and bows and arrows and all that, other stuff. And we've seen this in Far Cry games. We've got Far Cry Primal, which has all sorts of, rustic, analog, old-timey weapons. And we've seen, plenty of sci-fi stuff in Blood Dragon, and the later Far Cry games have gotten plenty weird. And I think you're going to have sort of interesting fusion of these things. Like in the most recent movie, like Jake has like he kind of customizes his rifle so that it's got some like Navi tooling to it.
Okay.
I feel like you're going to get upgrades like that. Not positive, but like just. You're also going to do the thing where you like get like a perfectly crafted Navi bow and bow, and then suddenly you tack something onto it. You can do like electricity arrows because you put 9-volt batteries on the ends of them or something. It's a video game. It's gonna This is all stuff we've done in Far Cry games. But it's going to be in, the Avatar universe now. And you get to ride around on your dragon best friend. I don't know. I'm into it.
So anyway, Max, I'm glad that you're very excited for Avatar. I'm kind of excited now. You've rubbed off on me.
It's Tar Cry.
It's Thank you so much. This is IGN Summer of Gaming. I'm Seth Macy. For everything else, keep it right here on IGN.
I see you.